Okay, so we're gonna talk about solving equations with variables on both sides. So the first thing that I always teach my students to do is locate your equal sign and draw a line down the middle, because whatever we do on one side, we have to do to the other. Okay, so the whole goal is to get the x's by itself. Okay, so I always try to see which side has the bigger amount of x's. So as we see here, we have 7 x's over here and we have 4 x's over here. So now we're going to move my constants on one side, x's on the other side. So to indicate that, I want to put myself a reminder and put my x's on this side and my numbers or my constants on this side. Okay? So the first thing we want to do is we want to move the constants or the numbers to this side. So the opposite of adding 3 is subtracting 3. And whatever I do on this side of the line, I have to do also on this side. Okay? And I'll draw my line. Plus 3, negative 3, they zero each other out. It makes a zero pair. And I'm left with 7x on this side, so I'm going to bring it down. I might put my equal sign. Okay? So now I have 4x. I'm left with 4x here. So negative minus 9 minus 3. Okay? So that's going to become a negative 12. Okay? So now, I have my goal of getting my numbers on one side. So now I need to get my variables on the other side. So the opposite of adding 4x is subtracting 4x. So I'm going to subtract 4x's from both sides. Draw my line. These zero out. I'm left with the minus 12 over here. Okay. 7x's minus 4x's is going to leave me with 3. My equal sign here. So now, my goal is to see how many of these negative 12s will go into these 3 x's. So now, I need this operation here is multiplication. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I'm going to divide 3 on both sides. I'm left with the x here. So now I have negative 12 divided by 3. And when we're dividing or multiplying opposite signs, it's going to be a negative. So it's going to be a negative 4. So my answer is A, negative 4. Okay? So here we have decimals. It gets a little bit difficult with decimals. We're still going to use the same concept. We're going to draw a line down my equal sign. Okay? I already have x's over here on this side. So my goal is to get my x's on this side and my numbers on this side. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move my x's. So I have minus 15, 20x over here. So in order to get rid of it, I'm going to add. So I'm going to add 15.20x on both sides. Okay, this cancels out. It's 0 pairs. I'm going to bring this down. My equal sign. So now if I put in the calculator 0.66 plus 15.20, I'm going to get 15.86. And of course, it's their x's. Okay, so now I've come to the goal of getting my numbers on one side, x's over here on this side. So my last step is to do inverse operations, which is we know that when a number is beside the variable, that is multiplication. So we're going to divide both sides by 15.86. I'm left with x on this side. And when I put that in the calculator, I get 0.5. So x is 0.5. And if I wanted to check myself, I could put 0.5 back in where x is, and both sides should be equal. So this side, when I put it in, it should be equal to 0.66. Okay? So now, to grid this, I have 0.5, and it's positive. So you always want to remember to grid in the positive, and it's 0.5. And there you go, positive 0.5. Okay? The next problem we have a word problem here. So we're going to have to figure out how to decipher and write the equation here. It says at the cafe, Padma can choose to earn $12 per hour. That's a key word. I'm going to circle that. Plus, we know that's an operation, $100 starting bonus. So I'm going to stop there and I'm going to write that. So she can choose to earn $12 per hour. We don't know how many hours, so that's going to be our variable. So it's going to be 12 And I'm going to use H for hours, 12H, plus a $100 signing bonus. Okay? Or she can choose to earn $16 per hour with no starting bonus. So it's going to be 16H. Again, I'm going to draw the line down my equal sign. Okay, I already have my variables on this side, so I'm going to move my 12H to that side. So I can have my numbers on this side and my x's on this side. Always determine which side you want to put your x's and your numbers on. Okay, so I have a positive 12H, so to get rid of it, I'm going to subtract 12H's. That zeroes out. I'm left with my 100 here. Equal sign. 16 minus 12 gives me 4H. Okay, last step. Inverse operations. We know this is multiplying. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. Divide both sides. I'm left with H over here on this side. And 100 divided by 4 gives me 25. Okay. So now, I'm going to pause, and I want you to try that one on your own. Okay, when you work that one out, you should get 20. Now, the thing here is always remember that if you don't have anything in front of the x, it's understood to be 1. Okay, always use your calculator because your calculator will not let you make any mistakes here. Okay, so the first step, we subtract the 6 from both sides. I determined, hey, I want to have my numbers on this side and my x's on this side. Okay, I zero paired that. I was left with this 0.5x over here. Brought it down. Now I have x, or 1x, negative 4 minus 6 gives me a negative 10. Okay, that zero pairs there because I'm moving that 1x, the negative 1x over here. Okay, leaves me with a negative 0.5x equals negative 10. I'm dividing both sides by negative 0.5, and my answer is 20. And it's positive because I have the same sign. So right there here. Same, so when you multiply and divide. So when you multiply or divide, same sign gives me a positive answer. Different sign gives me a negative answer.